America's financial house is on fire. The U.S. debt just hit $36 trillion, and Wall Street? They're pretending it's business as usual. Are you ready for the crash that's coming? Right now, the U.S. economy is teetering on the edge of a cliff. Skyrocketing Treasury yields, a ballooning national debt, and a dollar that's losing its grip are sending shockwaves through Wall Street and straight into your wallet. This isn't just about numbers on a screen. This is about your savings, your retirement, your future. Tonight, we're ripping the curtain off the financial chaos no one wants to talk about. Stay with me, this is urgent. Let's start with the ugly truth: America's debt is out of control. As of May 2025, the U.S. national debt stands at $36.2 trillion. That's $108,000 per citizen, according to the U.S. debt clock. Every second, we're borrowing another $100,000 just to keep the lights on. And where's Wall Street in all this? Sipping champagne, trading stocks, acting like the party never ends. But you feel it, don't you? The grocery bills that keep climbing. The rent that's eating your paycheck. The fear that your savings won't be enough. While Wall Street bets on AI stocks and crypto, the government's borrowing binge is pushing us toward a breaking point. Economists like Stephanie Kelton warned that unchecked debt could trigger a fiscal crisis, her words, not mine. Yet, the big banks keep pumping out rosy forecasts, telling us to buy the dip. Sound familiar? It's 2008 all over again, except this time, the stakes are higher. The betrayal stings because they know what's coming. They just don't care. Picture this: you go to the store, and a loaf of bread costs $10. Gas? $7 a gallon. Your paycheck buys half of what it used to. That's not a dystopian movie. That's what a dying dollar looks like. The US dollar has lost 20% of its purchasing power since 2020, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And it's getting worse. Here's why. The government's printing money like it's monopoly cash to cover its debts. The Federal Reserve reported in 2025 that inflation is hovering at 5.8%, and it's not slowing down. Meanwhile, rising Treasury yields, now at 4.9% for the 10-year note, are making borrowing more expensive for everyone. Your car loan, your mortgage, your credit card, they're all tied to those yields. This isn't just numbers. This is your life, your grocery budget, your kids' college fund, the vacation you can't afford anymore. A weak dollar means a weaker you. And if the dollar keeps sliding, some economists, like Peter Schiff, predict we're headed for a hyperinflation nightmare. He said, quote, "The dollar's collapse is inevitable if we don't stop the spending." Scary? You bet. Are you ready to lose everything you've worked for because Washington can't balance a checkbook? Let's talk about your money, your emergency fund, your nest egg. Right now, they're in the crosshairs of a debt tsunami. Rising Treasury yields aren't just numbers, they're a wrecking ball. When yields spike, bond prices tank, and that drags down everything else. Stocks, real estate, your retirement portfolio. In 2025, the S&P 500 is down 12% year-to-date, per Bloomberg, and it's not because of some random market hiccup. It's because investors are panicking over the government's borrowing addiction. The U.S. Treasury is issuing $2 trillion in new debt this year alone to cover deficits, according to the Congressional Budget Office. That's money they're taking from your future to pay for today. Think about it. Your savings are losing value to inflation. Your investments are getting crushed by market volatility. And if yields keep climbing, your retirement could be wiped out. A recent study from Vanguard showed that a 1% rise in yields could shave 10 to 15% off bond-heavy portfolios. That's your money vanishing. How much are you willing to lose before you demand answers? Here's what makes your blood boil. While you're struggling to pay bills, Wall Street's laughing all the way to the bank. The top 1%? They're hedged. They've got offshore accounts, gold, real estate. But Main Street? You're stuck holding the bag. Since 2020, real wages for the average American have flatlined, according to the Economic Policy Institute, while the cost of living has jumped 22%. Meanwhile, Goldman Sachs reported record profits in 2024, $14 billion, while small businesses are shutting down at a rate not seen since the Great Recession. Jobs are disappearing, rents are skyrocketing, and groceries are a luxury for some families. This isn't fair. You didn't cause this mess. You didn't borrow $36 trillion, but you're the one paying the price. The system is rigged to protect the elites while Main Street drowns. And the worst part? They're betting on your pain. Hedge funds are shorting retail stocks, betting that you'll lose your job, your home, your hope. When will enough be enough? When will we stop letting Wall Street win? Let's call it what it is, a betrayal. Washington's politicians, both sides, are addicted to spending money we don't have. In 2024, Congress passed a $1.7 trillion omnibus bill loaded with pet projects, while the debt ceiling was raised again with zero plan to pay it back. The Congressional Budget Office projects deficits will hit $2.6 trillion by 2030. That's not a budget, it's a death sentence for your financial future. Politicians love their short-term wins, tax breaks, stimulus checks, shiny new programs to buy your vote. But every dollar they spend is borrowed from your kids, your grandkids. Economist Lawrence Kotlikoff warned, quote, "We're bankrupting future generations for today's political gain." And the gridlock? It's a feature, not a bug. They argue, they stall, they point fingers while the debt clock keeps ticking. You're working overtime to keep your family afloat and they're playing games with your future. It's infuriating. It's wrong. And it's got to stop. Why are we paying for their reckless decisions? Let's bring this home, literally. Rising Treasury yields are hitting you where it hurts, your wallet. The 10-year Treasury yield is at 4.9%, a 15-year high per the Federal Reserve. What does that mean? Your mortgage rate just jumped to 7.8% according to Freddie Mac. That's an extra $500 a month for the average homeowner. Credit card rates? Try 22%. Student loans? Climbing fast. Every time yields rise, borrowing gets pricier. Your dream home? Out of reach. Your small business loan? Denied. Your credit card debt? A life sentence. The Federal Reserve says these yields are a response to market uncertainty, but let's be real, it's the government's debt addiction driving this chaos. And you're the one stuck with the bill. It feels like the system is squeezing you dry, doesn't it? Like no matter how hard you work, you can't get ahead. That's not an accident, it's a consequence of a broken system. How much longer can you afford to play by their rules? This is it, the moment of truth. America's financial time bomb is ticking. A $36 trillion debt. A weakening dollar. Soaring Treasury yields. A stock market on the brink. If we don't change course, the crash is coming. The International Monetary Fund warned in 2025 that the U.S. debt trajectory is unsustainable. Their words, a fiscal crisis is a matter of when, not if. History doesn't lie. In 2008, it was housing. In 2000, it was dot-coms. This time, it's the whole system. Your savings, your job, your future, they're all at risk if we don't act. The elites will be fine. They always are. But what about you? What about your family? Here's the good news. You have power. Protect your money. Diversify your investments, gold, real assets, anything that holds value. Stay informed. Watch the debt clock. Demand accountability from Washington. Don't be the last to wake up. This isn't just a news story, it's your story. The U.S. debt crisis and rising Treasury yields are a direct threat to everything you've worked for. Wall Street might be blind, but you don't have to be. The question is, will you take action before it's too late? If this woke you up, hit that like button. Share this video with everyone you know. We need to spread the word. Drop a comment. What's your plan to protect your future? And subscribe for more hard-hitting truths. Don't wait for the crash to care. Stay vigilant, stay empowered, and I'll see you in the next one.